Coming up on this edition of News 22, Willimantic has a new project in the works. Find out what this new development will bring to the community.
And News 22's sat down with Congressman Joe Courtney to discuss the financial situation of college students.
And Eastern is trying to conserve energy here on campus.
These stories plus more tonight on News 22.
Good evening and welcome to News 22. I'm Craig Horsley.
And I'm Avian McGregor.
A new risk to the health of college students has manifested itself in the form of the superbug. The superbug, as it has been referred to by the government, is a deadly antibiotic-resistant form of the staph infection. While deaths from the disease have been nearly negligible in the past, experts believe that an outbreak of the superbug is imminent as we head into year 2008. And that the disease is on pace to kill more Americans this year than the AIDS virus. While most cases occur in the healthcare sector, college campuses are also very susceptible to the spread of the superbug. To keep yourself as safe as possible from this disease, students are advised to shower after excessive amounts of sweating, not to walk around barefoot in areas with large amount of foot traffic, not to be shared with linens with anyone showing possible symptoms of the disease, and to wash thoroughly any wounds they may receive, especially those incurred while shaving.
In a move that has excited and mobilized many students across the United States, Stephen Colbert of the late night talk show Applied, entitled The Colbert Report, which airs on cable network Comedy Central, has announced that he is running for president of the United States. The catch with this announcement, however, is that Colbert is only running in his home state of South Carolina. Nevertheless, fans show they have band together and have already started websites dedicated to funding political sartorial run for the office. A group of supporting Colbert's presidential campaign, the popular website Facebook.com outgrew similar groups dedicated to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, which had began existence 4 months within only 5 days. We will keep you updated on this developing story within the coming weeks of the semester.
A student at the University of Arts in Berlin, Germany, has come up with a new form of tattooing, hailed as the Braille tattoo. The new form of tattoo is created when small pellets of titanium or plastic are implanted beneath the skin, forming raised bumps. Klara Jakova, the creator of the tattoo, hopes that it can be used as means of confirming a person's identification for those who are visually impaired.
Residents of San Diego, California were forced to evacuate their homes due to excessive ash and debris blowing in the Santa Ana winds from massive wildfires over the past weekend. The fires have caused massive damage to the Southern California area, destroying and burning land and homes, leveling them to the ground. According to CNN.com, more than 20 fires have scorched 400,000 plus acres of land from the Mexican border to northern Los Angeles County. Since the weekend, an estimated 950,000 people have already fled their homes. The raging fires have killed 1 person and injured about 70 more. 30 have included firefighters. The National Weather Service forecasters say that on Wednesday, the firefighters should see an end to the Santa Ana winds, which have fueled the fires. We at News 22 wish safety for all Californians during this tragic disaster.
There was the fear that the weather may cause a delay of the launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery, carrying 7 astronauts into space. Tuesday, inspection of the launch pad early revealed ice formations of liquid hydrogen line. An area launch control says they would rather not have ice. Inspectors say the ice was approximately 4 inches long, 1.5 inches in diameter. Discovery left the pad at 11:38 a.m., headed for the International Space Station. Their missions, designated STS-120, will focus on delivering the Harmony module. Harmony will serve as an attachment point for future laboratories.
In local news last Wednesday, Windham resident Robert Nye was arrested on drug charges. Nye was in possession of a pound of marijuana and more than $2,000 in cash. Nye is being charged with possession and the intent to sell. Nye was released on $150,000 bail and will appear in Superior Court in Danielson on October 31st.
In Willimantic, last Wednesday, 5 stores were cited for selling cigarettes to minors. The Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services conducted unannounced inspections in 20 local convenience stores. Clerks at Willimantic's Mobile, Gribaldi Groceries, Sam's Food Store, Willie Mobile, Quickie Mart, and CVS Pharmacy failed. The stores have been penalized and were given $200 infraction tickets.
Wyndham Memorial Hospital received a $10,000 grant from the Senior Resources Agency in Norwich. Funding from the grant provides patients the opportunity to continue pulmonary rehabilitation and an 8-week program that allows low-income and elderly patients support. While fighting the disease,
the town of Willimantic has been pushing to build a whitewater park behind Main Street. Stephen Fernandez brings us the story.
The proposed whitewater rafting project has created quite a buzz in the Willimantic area, thanks to the passionate efforts of one local Connecticut group. The Willimantic Whitewater Partnership is a local Connecticut group raising the awareness of the abundant resources the Willimantic River has to offer. Eastern Professor Eric Martin comments on the potential in the project's purpose.
These are the kind of projects and the kind of vision and almost culture that we're trying to create in this town. And I think, some people think it's difficult to create it. I don't think it is. I think it just needs to be rediscovered. I think we just need to know the river's there. And when people see the transformation along the river, I think we're going to see widespread enthusiasm for this project.
Currently, any recreational enthusiast can kayak in the Willimantic River. The Whitewater Partnership wants to improve the design. A presentation was made on Eastern's campus about the future of the Whitewater Park, and senior Erin Fitch explains her thoughts.
From the presentation, it looked like it will be beautiful and will really bring people together. I think Willimantic really needs to do a lot to bring, to make the community better. I think this is a great start, and it'll really bring money to Willimantic and provide entertainment and recreation to the people.
Just recently, this abandoned gas station was purchased by the partnership. It played a crucial part in the development of the park. The town of Willimantic and the river poses as an ideal location for the Whitewater Rafting Park. It has potential to be an urban recreation destination. Architect John Anderson explains more.
I think it's actually pretty good potential because you have a lot of the ingredients that you need for a whitewater park. You have flow, you have drop, and you have a place for people to enjoy it, to get out on the shore adjacent to the river so they can actually see what's going on. What you don't want to have happen is spend a lot of money on something or go to a lot of effort and then have no one on the shore to cheer for you, you know?
With an 80-foot drop in 1.5 miles, the Willimantic River has the potential to become a Class 4 or 5 kayak run. Additionally, a park will be created and will be made available to Willimantic and visitors alike. There hasn't been a specific date until when the park will open, but before construction will take place, a cleanup of the area needs to happen. In Willimantic, Stephen Fernandez, News 22.
Students will have the chance to enjoy this park and get to know Willimantic a little bit better.
The National Labor Relations Board has ordered a union election at Foxwoods Resort Casino, which has been targeted by the United Auto Workers in a drive to organize 3,000 dealers. The decision could set the stage for one of the first unions at a tribal casino. Peter Hoffman, regional director of the board in Hartford, rejected the Manns-Nantucket Pequot Indian Tribe's argument that its employment law has jurisdiction in the matter. Foxwoods has 14 days to file a request with the board for review. The casino and the UAW did not immediately respond to requests for comments.
A former Marine is having a hard time adjusting to life outside of the military. On Tuesday, October 23rd, Mansfield resident Daniel James was arrested after holding a loaded firearm to his girlfriend and then attempting to throw a knife at her. James has been fined with a misdemeanor and has been put in counseling for 200 days. James's girlfriend has decided not to press charges against him.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. How do you know him?
Come on, Donovan, do it like I taught you. Love the new tattoo, Sarah. Let's go!
Dude, what? Dude, that's Sarah. The girl in the pink shirt. That's the girl I was telling you about.
Oh, that's Sarah?
Theater 2 on your left. Hey, Sarah. What color underwear today?
Hey, Sarah. So when are you going to post something new?
Anything you post online, anyone can see. Family, friends,
See you later, Sarah.
even not so friendly people. Think before you post.
There's something you should know about me. I'm not easy to live with. In fact, I have a really ugly side. I don't always let you speak when you want. I can leave you feeling shaken and confused. And if you ignore me, I might lash out, leaving you dead. I am a stroke.
Learn to recognize a stroke and act quickly. Time lost is brain lost.
And we're back, and we have with us Jake Williams, a student here at Eastern, with this week's editorial. Remember, folks, the views expressed in this editorial are the views of the writer, not News 22.
Governor Jody Rell has vetoed a $4.6 billion bond package proposed by the Senate last week. The veto came amid concerns about oversight regarding how funds would be spent. The bond package would grant $1.2 billion to the CSU system over the next 10 years for improvements to infrastructure. After an attempt to overcome the veto, Democrats who had proposed the spending package failed to achieve the unanimous support required to override the governor. The lone dissenting voice was eschewed by Senator Hartley of Waterbury. She echoed the governor's concerns about how the money would be allocated by the CSU system. If the plan had gone through, the CSU system would have been allocated $100 million a year to spend with limited legislative or executive oversight. Dr. David Carter, chancellor of the system, argued that all the projects would require approval by the State Department of Public Works. Under current wording of the bill, however, the CSU trustees and the chancellor would have sole discretion over adding, revising, or canceling projects once approval had been granted. The CSU system currently educates a large part of Connecticut's workforce. Many of us in the CSU system have grown up in Connecticut. Many of us will eventually get jobs and raise our own families here. It is in our best interest to keep the CSU system well funded with up-to-date facilities for students to take advantage of. Chancellor Carter served us well while he was here. He made great additions to our campus, but granting him or anyone a blank check for $1 billion doesn't make sense for the future of CSU or its students. It is my hope that a new plan granting increased oversight will pass through the Senate and land on Governor Jody Rell's desk for approval.
American novelist Richard Bosch will be making a 2-day visit here at Eastern Connecticut State University as a part of Eastern's Visiting Writers Series. Bosch is the writer of novels such as The Last Good Time, Mr. Field's Daughter, and Hello to the Cannibals on Wednesday, October 30th. Bosch will be holding a reading and book signing in the Johnson Community Room in the library from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. the following day. Bosch will be doing a presentation about his life and what he does as a fiction writer. The presentation will also be held in the Johnson Community Room at 3 p.m. during the university hour. This event is free for students and public refreshments will be served.
According to Eastern's financial aid website, an estimated cost of attendance for an on-campus resident in the 2007-8 academic year, adds up to $20,910, with the cost of education rising. Incorporating money to pay for school has become a common procedure to most college students across the nation. Eastern students are no exception. There's not enough scholarships and grant money for the amount of students who need it. Bottom line, most students and their families cannot afford college and fear the debt from college loans after graduation. But there is hope for the current and future Eastern students. News 22's reporter Megan Fox sits down with Congressman Joe Courtney to discuss more on this issue.
On September 27th, the College Cost and Reduction Access Act was passed by Congress into a law. I'm here on Eastern's campus at the Child and Family Development Center to sit down with Congressman Joe Courtney to talk more about this law.
This is the higher ed district of Connecticut. The cost of higher education has gone up 40% from 2000 to 2006. So the College Cost Reduction Act, which President Bush signed into law about a month ago, did two things primarily. Number one, it unfroze the Pell Grant, which has been basically stuck at $4,000 per year. The second big piece of it is that we cut the interest rates in the Stafford Student Loan Program in half, roughly from about 6.8% down to 3.4%. The cost of this, the total overall cost of it, was $20 billion. It's the biggest increase in higher education investment since the GI Bill was passed in the late 1940s. And again, it's a great, in my opinion, first step towards addressing the issue of college affordability. And
this law will help current and future Eastern students worry less about their financial debt. From News 22, I'm Megan Fox.
We are so fortunate to have such a passionate and devoted congressman such as Joe Courtney here in Eastern Connecticut. He has previously and continues to do great things for Connecticut and in national education.
Trick or treat, Eastern. Want to send your friends a Halloween treat? On Monday, October 29th from 11 to 4 p.m., the American Advertising Federation will be selling Halloween candy grams in the Student Center. The $2 holiday treats will be handed out to dorms on Tuesday, October 30th, just in time to enjoy on Halloween.
There will be a Community Service Committee meeting Wednesday, October 31st at 5 p.m. in the Student Center, room 223. Students that are interested in getting their community service done should attend this meeting. The deadline for completing community service is November 15th.
Looking for something to do on a Friday night? The Office of Housing and Residential Life will be having a fall masquerade Friday night at 8 p.m. in the Geisler Gymnasium as part of the Friday After Dark series. Admission is free for all students. There will be food, a live DJ, and door prizes that include a video iPod. If you're looking for a good time before Halloween, come dressed in your best costume and dance the night away with friends and fellow students.
And November is National Career Development Month. To celebrate career services is putting on with First Investors hosting a picnic to kick off the celebration. It will happen on November 1st from noon to 1:30 p.m. There will be free food and giveaways, and all students are welcome to attend.
Having trouble deciding what order to drink at the bar? Well, if you're a male, your choices are much more limited. NBC.com has come up with 10 drinks that should never be allowed to be ordered by a male at the bar. The list includes any frozen drinks unless you're at the beach, anything with too much garnish, Jell-O shots of any sort, any shot that includes whipped cream, and anything you have to drink with a straw. So men, beware the next time you are contemplating what to drink and what to order.
The Back Channel played at Coraline's Bar last Thursday, just a mile from campus. In between filing stories for News 22, James Wolfe and Craig Horsley played guitar and sang for the band. The group rocked the house all night with original songs as well as covers. While the boys played 2 Thursdays, boisterous audience Evan Hopsades lent a helping voice and kept an eye out as far as Eastern and catch the Back Channel's next show near campus.
Tomorrow is the big premiere of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. The cult classic is sponsored by WHUS 91.7, the Wyndham Arts Collaborative, EastCon, and Savings Institute Bank and Trust. It will be shown in the Capitol Theater located on 896 Main Street, right here in Willimantic. If you don't have a ticket yet, you can buy one for $9. This is one show that you do not want to miss.
Eastern's Performing Arts Department will hold their next theater production on The Razzle in the Harry Hope Theater from November 6th to the 11th at 8 p.m. and 4 p.m. on Sunday. For reservations, please call the box office at 465-5123. Admission is $5 for Eastern students and children under 12, $10 for faculty, staff, and alumni and senior citizens, $12 for the central public.
The emerging energy crisis is a hot topic here at Eastern. Matthew Fletcher brings us more information on this electrifying subject.
Every year, ECSU consumes close to $3 million worth of energy. The residence halls on campus account for about half of that energy. To help reduce the energy that the dormitories use, Eastern now uses more efficient electronics such as fluorescent lights. Students, especially those living here on campus, need to know that they can dramatically help in reducing the amount of energy the university uses. Dr. Fred Loxam is the endowed chair in Sustainable Energy Studies here at Eastern.
I think all of the residence halls, you have some control over the temperature in your room. You can set your thermostat setting, and to set that, appropriately. Don't have it too high. during the wintertime or too long in the summertime.
Students can also do simple things such as turning off lights and other electronics as they leave the room. Eastern has employed renewable energies such as wind to offset the power costs in the offices in Eastern Hall, solar to power safety lighting in the Burnap and Crandall residence halls, and a geothermal heating and cooling system in the high-rise apartments that saves the school about $50,000 a year. With News 22, this has been Matt Fletcher reporting.
Eastern Campus is doing its best to be as green as possible. If you have any suggestions to improve the energy use on campus, you can email Dr. Loxam at loxamf@easternct.edu.
Like to be frightened? Then join CAB as it shows classic horror movies on Friday, October 26th. Movies shown will include Friday the 13th, Scream, The Descent, and The Shining. The movie showings will start at 3 p.m. in the Student Center Theater.
And folks, we will be right back with sports after messages.
Dude! Huh? See some of that for the rest of the campus.
Remember, when doing simple tasks like brushing your teeth, turn off the water.
News 22's Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Blarney's.
Blarney's, located at 49 High Street in Willimantic, offering an exciting and entertaining party atmosphere. Nightly drink specials, Tuesday night wing specials, and now offering Fred's Brickhouse Pizza.
And we're back here with Tristan Hobbs. Tristan?
In women's soccer news, the Lady Warriors took on Trinity College at home this past Wednesday. Although Eastern had many opportunities in front of the net, they couldn't get past Trinity and settled for a 1-1 tie. Nicole Gaudette nailed in the first goal of the match 10 minutes into play after ripping a 16-yarder just under the crossbar to take a 1-0 lead. With 12 minutes left in the first half, Trinity struck back to tie the game. This past Saturday, they fell short on clinching a Little East Conference tournament bye as they were blanked by Rhode Island College 1-0. The women's soccer team will finish up the regular season with Senior Day this Saturday at home against the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth. On Monday, October 22nd, the girls field hockey team from Eastern Connecticut State University played in a thrilling game against Westfield State College. Unfortunately, the Warriors lost 1-0 and were unable to capitalize after Westfield State College scored the only goal of the entire game. It was a tough loss for the ECSU Warriors because that leaves them with a record of 4-6 in the Little East Conference standings. Even though the girls field hockey team had an upsetting loss on Monday, they are looking forward to playing Anna Maria College on Thursday, October 25th at 3:30 p.m. and capturing a big win. This past Saturday, the rugby team played their last game of the season against Salve Regina. News 22 has more on the story.
This past Saturday. Although they stayed tough, they failed to defeat Salve and lost with a final score of 34-24. We caught up with a couple of players to get the reactions from their season.
You guys did? Well, it was a great season. I mean, we started off 3-0. We had 2 tough losses at the end. Salve Regina is a great team. Division, are ranked second in New England. They're going to play well in the playoffs. For a lot of the seniors, it's our last game. We definitely want to go on top on home. We play our hearts out. Never had so many bad breaks in one game. But, I mean, you live and you learn. We have a great program coming up. Our coaches are amazing, and our JV guys are great. So hopefully they'll continue to let us see on and get us to Division III.
This game in particular, played pretty well, had some mistakes. They're a better team, I'm not going to lie to you. They are. We could have absolutely beat them, though, because we just killed ourselves, and we've done it all season, just beating ourselves rather than playing the other team or just crying about different things that we shouldn't be doing. And as a season, we came out strong, but in the end, stupid mistakes just caught up to us, and that's what we started out 3-0, but those mistakes just kept building, and that's why we didn't end the season as strong as we started. And that's basically it, really. Felt like I had a good run. Felt like I played pretty well, and the team played well. It's just that we could have done better.
Stay tuned for more rugby action this spring. For News 22, this is Dan Pignataro.
This Friday at 6 p.m., the Student Athlete Advisory Committee is putting on the 6th annual Haunted Happening in the Geisler Gymnasium. Haunted Happening is a chance for the youth of Windham County to come and celebrate Halloween in a safe environment. The night consists of games, arts and crafts, a costume parade, and a costume contest. The kids will even get to meet Eastern's mascot, the Warrior Cat. The men's soccer team scored a huge victory on Saturday by defeating Rhode Island College 1-0. The victory moved Eastern into sole possession of second place in the conference standings with one conference game remaining. Nick Beretti scored the only Eastern goal when he headed in a free kick from Kyle Bedini. It was Beretti's 5th goal in the last 6 matches. Jay Barney made 5 saves to earn the shutout on Senior Day. And just today, the Warriors knocked off Fitchburg State 2-0. Jimmy McConville and Dustin Huguenin scored the goals for Eastern. The Warriors play at the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth Saturday. With a win and a Southern Maine loss, the Warriors would host the LEC Conference Tournament for the first time in 15 years. The conference tournament begins with semifinal games on Wednesday, October 31st. This Wednesday, on October 24th, the girls volleyball team of Eastern Connecticut State University played a hard game against SUNY New Paltz College. The final scores of the matches were 20-30, 15-30, and 19-30. The ECSU Warriors lost in 3 straight matches, but they definitely gave it their all throughout the game and gave SUNY New Paltz College a run for their money. The record in LEC standings of the girls volleyball team is 7-26. The girls volleyball team will play their next game on Saturday, October 27th, against Massachusetts Dartmouth College at noon, which is also their senior day. Well, it's about that time for Blarney's Athlete of the Week, and I was lucky enough to catch up with who it is. For this week's Blarney's Athlete of the Week, we chose defenseman Kyle Bedini from men's soccer. Kyle has been a key contributor for the Warriors this season. He is an intense and knowledgeable player who puts forth his best effort game in and game out to help the Warriors succeed. We had a chance to sit down with Kyle and talk to us about this season.
I mean, it feels pretty good. You know, I've been working hard all season, and the team's been doing pretty well, so it's nice to get a little recognition for that. Men's soccer's starting to become a big-time program here at Eastern, so it's pretty nice. You know, I've always loved the game, and I feel that in the United States, like, soccer's becoming a lot bigger now, getting up there with baseball and basketball, and it's just nice that we get a lot of fan support to come out and watch us, so it gives good motivation to play. Role in the team is try to be a leader, get the kids motivated to play, let them know that every game is a big game now when it comes down to the stretch at the end of the season. It's not easy. Every team we play now is tough, and got to get kids ready to play and make sure they want to win the game. My brother played here, so it's kind of an easy decision for me. It's half an hour away from my house, which is close, not too expensive, which is nice. My dad works here, and the coaches came to a couple of my games and just got me to come out here and play, and I liked all the kids in the team, and it seemed like a good decision.
Kyle has been one of the backbones for the Warriors' solid defense, which brings a 4-1-1 Little East Conference record into the final regular season match this weekend. Kyle went in depth to tell us a little more about his goals and his most memorable moment.
Goals are to make the Little East Conference tournament, which we did. We clinched that last Saturday, and if we have a game this Saturday, and if we win this game, we will host the Little East Conference tournament with a first or second place seed. And other goals would be to make the NCAA tournament, but that's just icing on the cake. Best memory of playing for Eastern career is our first conference game of this year. We played against Plymouth State, and in overtime, sudden death overtime, I scored a winning goal, a walk-off goal like you score, and the game's over, and it's a pretty nice feeling.
Fans, don't forget to check out Blarney's Athlete of the Week next week. I'm Tristan Hobbs, TV 22. Be sure to stay tuned for next week's Blarney's Athlete of the Week. I'm Tristan Hobbs. Have a great night.
Well, thank you, Tristan, very much for all those fascinating sports highlight stories. And folks, you can check out all the stories we aired tonight on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/ECSUTV22. Well, folks, thank you very much. I'm Craig Horsley.
And I'm Avianne McGregor. Have a very good evening.